Just released the meta object support in MESA. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you how to create a meta object, add definition, and how to add a new meta object entry, and walk you through a use case. And I'm not gonna go through the step on how to display it in your store, but at the very least, the integration with MESA. So a meta object is just a group of fields that allows you to store particular structured data, and you can display in different parts of your store. A common use case will be somewhere where you want to have a list of all your teammates. This is an example. So let's assume that I want to create something where I can tell my product team to add individual people, and the development team or your team developer will essentially use the data from the meta objects and display it. So let's assume that we build in this component. We will have to create a something called like a team meta object, and we need to have an image, a name, and a department. I'm gonna use myself. So let's start by creating a new definition, essentially a new meta object. So let's call it team. I need to have a file for the image. Let's go to profile image, and then this file I only want to support image, and let's just make it a required file. I also want to have a name, so let's call this a name. Let's add a description, user's name. You can add many validations. It really depends how you want to structure your fields. And I want to have another one called departments. I'm gonna click add, and at this point I already have my meta object definition already set up. Let's create save. So now I can tell my product team, hey, you can go to the meta object and just add new entries based on the employees. So I'm gonna come here and select my own picture. Select Daryl. Let's call it Daryl, and Daryl is part of the engineering team. So after I click save, and I go back to the objects, meta objects, and I click the team, you can see an entry of the image, who was added by, and the display name, which will be Daryl. So I could essentially add this in the theme layer. Again, I'm not gonna walk you through that, but let's jump into MESA and just see how you can interact and how you can use it. So MESA has 3 triggers: the meta object updated, meta object deleted, and the created. So that means when a new entry is created, added, or deleted, some of this will get triggered. For this demo, I'm just gonna select the meta object created, and then this, if you have multiple meta objects, you can select the one that you have. By default, it will already select theme. And then the next thing you can do, since we have an unstructured, since we have like a different set of fields, and it could change based on your meta object, we want to sync the meta objects, and this is going to pull all the files essentially from the store into MESA. So here you have the name. It's expected to upload the file, so you need to have an image, name. You have a name. You have a department. You can also update it. The same concept. You need to have an ID. You can sync the fields, and you can update it, and then you can also retrieve by handle. We also added testing support, which allows you to see the data, essentially how the data is rendered. So yeah, that is pretty much the meta object. So you can create, you can update, and you can also have triggers whenever it's created, updated, or being deleted.